This is gonna get a little awkward.
When you told me about Top Gun, you never said anything about girl pilots. Did they have them back then?
It was kind of a boys' club back then.
You do know why they call it a cocktail, don't you?
This gives me a hard on.
I want some butts!
How about I tell you about Captain Marvel?
Oh, make me over.
Then let's do this.
Proceed with caution.
So we meet this pilot, Carol Danvers, who flies experimental planes for this lady, Brie Larsson. Well, Larson's acting really weird and saying that people's lives are in danger.
You gotta save them without me.
And Carol wants to help because she wants to do something important with her life.
What, you gonna get another haircut?
So they go on a mission, but get shot down on the way. And when Carol gets out to check on Larsson, she sees that she has blue blood. Well, Wendy was actually an alien, and she was supposed to give this energy thingy to the Kree.
A race of noble warriors.
Noble warrior heroes.
Well, she decided not to give it to him, and she goes to destroy what she calls the Lightspeed engine. But the Kree leader, Jude Law shoots her before she can shoot it. But he was only looking for the energy core.
You mean that energy core?
So now she has a choice. Let him take the energy thingy, or finish the mission at the coordinates that Lawson gave her. But she knows that Lawson would want the engine destroyed, so Carol stupidly blows up the plane that she's standing next to.
You know you're glowing, right?
Well, Carol somehow absorbs the blast,
Commander, she's still moving. Permission to fire.
and the Kree take her with them, hoping that they can extract the power from her.
I just never liked you.
So what about the second part of the mission?
We're just gonna ignore the fact that lives were in potential danger for about 6 years. And that's when we see her next, when she wakes up at this planet called Hala.
Ain't no hard back girl.
Hey, stop that. Gwen Stefani already pisses me off enough in this story.
Oh boy, you guys don't have any clue, do you?
So she wakes up, and her first urge is to go punch Jude Law in the face.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
He's now her mentor, and he's been training her to control the powers the blue energy blast gave her. And he tells her to stop being so emotional.
Was she being emotional?
It's just something guys say.
My hands are filthy from it too.
But in this case, it could kill her. She was close to death when they found her, so they installed a chip in her neck that keeps the energy from killing her. But they're afraid that if she gets too emotional, it'll short out.
Perhaps this is a mercy, sparing you from a deeper pain.
So when her fists start glowing, he knows he's about to get his butt kicked.
Isn't he the bad guy?
Well, how do we know Lawson wasn't bad? See, there's this other race called the Skrulls, and they can change into anyone.
Venus flytrap. I'll give you $50 right now if you turn to a Venus flytrap.
They're like a whole race of mystiques, but green, and Australian somehow.
That is the craziest shit I ever heard.
The Kree and the Skrulls have been at war for years, and since Carol was helping Lawson, they don't know if they can trust her.
We'll know soon enough.
Which they may be right about, because she sees Lawson when she goes to visit the Supreme Intelligence. And you're supposed to see the person you respect the most.
It's me you see, isn't it?
No.
Even though she can't remember anything about her life on Earth, she still sees her. Now the Kree have a spy that's been captured by a group of Skrulls led by General Talos, and they need to save him.
Don't kill me. That would really complicate the situation.
Because anyone can be a Skrull?
What about a filing cabinet?
They're really paranoid on this planet. They don't want to kill any of the locals, but they're afraid it might be an ambush.
Can't be too careful.
There's a group by where they need to go, so they think about abandoning the spy. But Carol insists that they need to save him. She and Jude Law are going into this super dangerous cave, but are attacked, and Carol goes on alone. She finds the spy, but it ends up being General Talos, and he kidnaps her.
Nice diversion.
She wakes up on their ship, hooked up to this memory extractor device, and they're watching her memories like a movie. They're trying to find information on Lawson, so they head to Earth because that's where she last was.
Am I supposed to guess where that is?
Your ass.
Well, Carol needs to stop them from going to the coordinates, so she breaks free and goes all Mega Man to escape. She fights the Skrulls, but none of them seem to actually be trying to hurt her.
Hang on a second. Before you go swinging those jazz hands around.
They just try to tase her so they can put her back in the machine. Talos tells her that he just needs information, but she doesn't believe him. So naturally, she blows this ship up too, and ends up falling to Earth, right into a blockbuster video.
What's a blockbuster?
It's like a Netflix building where you had to go in and pick up your movie.
Give you the 411 on the late night Dropbox.
Anyway, she asks the security guard where she can get some communications gear, and he points her to a Radio Shack.
What's a Radio Shack?
It's an electronics store.
What are the chances she'd fall right next to an electronics store?
In 1995, there's a huge chance of her landing in a plaza with both a Blockbuster Video and a Radio Shack. What you're overlooking is the fact that she landed in the town that she needed to be in. I mean, she could have landed in China or something.
How long you plan to be in town?
So she fixes a payphone to make free interstellar calls and gets a hold of Jude Law.
What's a payphone?
God, I'm old. It's a phone, don't worry about it. So she calls Jude Law and lets him know that they're on Earth, and the Skrulls are looking for the Lightspeed engine there. She wants to look for it too, but he tells her to stay put. He's afraid that she'll remember Lawson and switch sides. She turns around to see S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Nick Fury.
McFlurry?
Yes, McFlurry. His name is absolutely McFlurry.
Yes, that's right. Species, human male. Threat, low to none.
So McFlurry and his trainee Coulson question her, but they're attacked by Skrulls.
What the hell was that?
She chases the Skrull to a train station, and McFlurry and Coulson jump into their car and follow.
I did not.
So the Skrull has changed himself to look like anybody on this train, but she remembers that she passed this old woman earlier. So she punches that lady right in the face, and everybody on the train's like, whoa, what's happening? And then the old lady goes all Kung Fu Ninja on her, and they're like, alright, well I think we still need to pull this young girl off, but man, that old lady's got some moves.
Dance off, bro. Me and you.
But he drops a purple crystal that's kind of like an alien USB drive, so she now has the memories that they took from her.
That's classified.
Coulson calls McFlurry, and now he knows that the guy he's driving with is really a Skrull. They fight, and the car crashes, killing the fake Coulson. Well, the Skrull may have died in the car accident, but McFlurry just scratched his eye a little bit.
Hey, how's your eye?
They can't believe what it's seeing.
So now McFlurry knows that aliens are real, and Carol isn't just some crazy lady.
Congratulations to you, Star Force lady.
Carol looks at her memories and sees that she used to go to this bar a lot and decides to go to it. A guy on a motorcycle shows up and starts hitting on her without even being able to see her face.
What is the point of giving me these if you don't want me to use them?
I used to find you amusing.
So she steals his bike.
Just because he hit on her?
Well, he did tell her to smile.
He's lucky she didn't stab him.
Anyway, he reports that the bike was stolen by some girl in tights, so McFlurry is able to track her to the bar.
It's a real shithole. Did you have a rough day, Agent Fury?
It was cool. You want to get personal.
Hi there.
I'm not touching that thing.
After some light banter,
What does your mom call you?
Mr. Snoofers.
Mr. Snoofers.
That's what I said. You didn't need that, did you?
No, I didn't, but I enjoyed it.
and some minor property damage, they agree to work together. She needs to go to this Air Force base to find out about Project Pegasus. The military is not happy to have someone asking about this, and they lock him in a room.
Congratulations, Agent Fury. You have finally asked a relevant question.
They escape the room.
You should see what I can do with a paperclip.
And he pages texts. He texts his boss where they are.
Due east, hang right at Memphis.
They go to the records room where they find out information about Pegasus. While Carol goes through the files, McFlurry plays with a kitty.
What's your name, huh? What's your name? Goose.
For me?
She discovers that she's the missing pilot in an unauthorized test flight, and that this Lady Maria might know more.
Was that so difficult to figure out?
McFlurry's boss shows up, and after what happened with Coulson, he quizzes him.
Like we did in Havana.
Like we did in Havana.
But the boss fails. She finds out that the engine was destroyed, Lawson is dead, and that she was a Kree. She calls Jude Law, and he tells her that she was undercover on Earth.
Named Marvel.
Cool name for a cool cat.
Marvel sounds a lot better. You know, like the Marvelettes.
You're really working overtime to sell this one, aren't you?
But she changed sides.
Well, they don't want her to know that because of how much she respected her. The S.H.I.E.L.D. boss knows that he's been made, and radios the other agents to capture McFlurry.
All I know is we take him in too, dead or alive.
I will tase you and watch Super Nanny while you drool into the carpet.
Guess he doesn't hate me yet.
The boss finds and starts kicking the crap out of him, but Carol jumps in. But she takes his pager away as punishment. Coulson helps him get away,
They're not down here.
and they take off in a plane.
We got a store with.
Ronan, the head of the accusers, contacts Jude Law saying that he wants to blow up whatever planet the Skrulls are on.
Why would he blow up Earth because it has a couple Skrulls on it?
Well, he thinks they're like bed bugs. You have to get rid of the mattress if you have them.
The infestation will be eradicated.
So Jude Law tells him that they haven't found the Skrulls yet, but now he needs to find Carol fast.
Yeah, I think she went that way.
Carol and McFlurry go to Maria's farm, and it turns out that she used to be Carol's best friend.
Mom,
We would want to keep that to ourselves.
She tells them what she knows, but some Skrulls show up.
I keeps my cool no matter what's going down.
Why would the Skrulls follow them there?
But look, I just need your help.
Well, Carol's the only one that knows the coordinates, so it makes sense to follow her there.
Okay, that's a fair point.
They use Maria's daughter as leverage to get Carol to listen to him.
I have an audio recording of your voice. If you sit down and you listen to this, I assure you it'll be worth your while.
Then they listen to the recording that Talos has.
Toast is cut diagonally. I can't eat it.
And Carol regains her memories. She's mad at Jude Law.
You lied to me.
So she tells Talos where the coordinates are. Talos then sees Goose and is
Oh my God.
terrified.
Get that thing away. How'd they get in here?
He's scared of the kitty?
That's actually a legitimate fear.
Cat? This isn't what you're afraid of, is it?
That's a flirkin.
What's a flirkin?
I have no flirkin' idea.
Species, flirkin, threat, high.
And as long as he continues to freak you out,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna keep giving him all the loves and hugs that he needs, right?
The science guy modifies their plane so they can go up into space.
You going to space?
And while he does that, she has a brief girls just want to have fun clothes change montage with Maria's daughter, Monica.
Girls just wanna have fun. Yeah, girls just wanna have fun. They just wanna.
I had a little design input.
How do I look?
It's Foxy. You'll have to let me borrow it sometime.
But she still doesn't completely trust Talos.
Our little alliance with you is tenuous at best.
When Jude Law comes to pick Carol up, he finds her in the barn and quizzes her, but she fails.
You're a science guy.
So he radios Ronan to blow up Earth.
Your friend is quite a mercenary. I wonder if he really cares about anything. Or anybody.
I told you he was a bad guy.
Yes, you're very smart. Shut up. So in space, they undo the cloaking device on the space station and go on board. So once they get on the ship, you can tell that Talos and Carol have totally different priorities. They find the energy core that Jude Law is looking for, which is the Tesseract from Captain America.
Even I don't know what it does.
But Talos doesn't seem to care, and practices his hound dog impression instead. Turns out, this is a call of his people. I guess yelling, "Hey, it's Talos," is completely out of the question. But that brings his wife Soren and his daughter Gaia out to see him.
They're ugly bastards, aren't they?
They are repulsive.
So Carol finds out that the Skrulls are really good, and that she's been killing them for the past 6 years.
Yeah, it's like a bad trip in there.
She puts a Tesseract in a lunchbox.
Why would there be a lunchbox on a spaceship?
Well, the Fonz was a well-known abuser of jukeboxes, just like Carol.
I get in trouble for that. A lot.
Jude Law shows up and takes her powers away and captures everyone.
It's a cat, not Hannibal Lecter.
Best thing for him, really. His therapy was going nowhere.
Oh, the flirkin onto the helium. Eject the others into space.
The Supreme Intelligence makes fun of her.
It's cute how hard you try.
They'll never let you fly.
You're flawed.
You're too emotional.
Helpless.
You don't belong out here long enough.
You're weak.
And that kind of makes her mad.
There's nothing more dangerous to a warrior than emotion.
And normally this would be true, except for her emotions control her powers,
You struggle with your emotions.
which she's been told to repress for the past 6 years.
Not let your emotions override your judgment.
Her entire existence since she woke up with no memory has been just this bland milquetoast persona because she's not allowed to express herself.
Lose control again and you'll have to commune with the Supreme Intelligence.
You can't do more than crack a smile
You never laugh.
or really laugh at any jokes.
Humor is a distraction.
You can't be yourself.
Makes you vulnerable.
You can't get super angry.
Anger only serves the enemy.
And you weren't able to cry.
Stole me from my home, my family, my friends.
I've been fighting with one arm tied behind my back. But what happens when I'm finally set free?
So everything boils to the surface.
Can you keep your emotions in check? Know your enemy. It could be you. Remember your training.
Everything for the past 6 years is about to unleash.
Control your impulses.
6 years of not being able to cry.
Control it.
6 years of not being able to get angry.
Then master yourself.
And God help us, 6 years of PMS all explodes at once.
We're all gonna die!
So like as angry as you get when the Colts lose?
Yeah, pretty much. So she's able to break free. She beats up some of the Kree soldiers and goes to meet up with Maria and the rest of them. She takes the lunchbox, and Goose takes the Tesseract.
Cat's got my tongue!
I'll buy you some time.
They're supposed to escape with the Skrulls while she distracts the Kree.
Arm wrestle for the Tesseract.
I see what you're trying to do.
Is it working?
Yes.
Let's put an end to this.
But the Kree soldiers attack them. but Goose saves him at the last second. Carol is fighting with the Kree and winning fairly easily.
But you cheated.
More soldiers find McFlurry and the rest of them, but Goose won't eat them.
Stupid cat!
It turns out that Talos has disguised himself.
Just like Havana.
And he leads an ambush so they can get on the plane. So a song starts playing. And then she proton punches someone into a jukebox. And to make matters worse, it's a song that wouldn't even be on there. Why not something like Hit Me With Your Best Shot, I Hate Myself for Loving You, Bad Reputation, Kiss Me Deadly, Edge of 17. Hey, you wanna go funny with it? They're playing Keep Away with the Lunchbox, why not Material Girl? She just found out that her emotions control her powers, so why not express yourself? I'm coming out, I'm so excited. She found out she's from Earth, so how about Heaven is a place on Earth? Or just simply respect. Just at least pick a song that would have been on the Flurkin jukebox in 1989 when it was launched into space.
Uncle Greg, did you go crazy?
That's a yes or no question.
Anyway, the stupid lunchbox opens, and they realize that McFlurry has the Tesseract, so they jump on their ships and go after him. She's holding onto Jude Law's ship and falls off, and that's when she discovers she can fly.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Maria takes out one of the alien ships.
You want to give her a hand with that?
And Carol hits Jude Law's ship. Ronan and the Accusers show up to blow up Earth, and Carol flies up to stop the bombs.
What are you doing?
I guess surviving lasers and bombs made her think that she can fly through metal because that's what she does.
What are you doing?
She just slices through 2 planes with no named characters on them, and then trailer poses in front of Ronan.
Big hero moment.
Ronan retreats, but vows to come back for her. She flies back to Jude Law.
I'm fine, thank you for asking.
And he wants to fight, but she doesn't have time for his crap, and she just blasts him. She puts him in a ship and tells him to tell the Supreme Intelligence that she's coming to stop it. And McFlurry seems to forget that Goose is this highly dangerous alien species that should be treated with respect.
You know, you really shouldn't have that thing on your lap.
You guys still in there somewhere? Oh, motherfucking! See, it's stuff like this that gives me trust issues.
He thinks it's no big deal.
It's just a scratch.
But Talos disagrees.
I've elected to ignore it.
He had his eyes scratched out by a kitty?
It's not a kitty, it's a Flurkin. It is an alien race that other aliens are deathly afraid of, and it is so powerful it is able to eat the Tesseract.
Good kitty.
So Maria has Talos and his family over for dinner. I guess she made everybody else wait in the barn. And who knows what happened to the train guy.
Everyone said you were dead, but we knew they were lying.
Monica wants to go back to space with her.
Maybe I could fly up and meet you halfway.
But Carol doesn't want that responsibility.
Well, you're 8. Go by yourself.
Carol gives McFlurry his pager back, with some upgrades.
If you're ever passing back through this galaxy, be sure to give a brother a shout.
So after regaining her memory and reconnecting with Maria and Monica, she ditches them to go help the Skrulls find a home.
I definitely don't remember those.
Of course you don't.
McFlurry wants to find more people like her in case there are more attacks that the military isn't ready for. So he starts the Avengers Initiative.
So he puts a team together?
Yeah, but not until 2012.
So is it true that the Kree burned your eye out?
Because you refused to subscribe.
I will neither confirm nor deny the facts of that story.
You leaving so soon? We're just getting to know each other.
Wait, oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, Mr. Postman.
Impressive.
Now skedaddle before you give me any more regrets.